everyone. Welcome to Off the Cuff, an executive interview series put on by Emerging Leadership Spokane and United Way Spokane. Today, I am joined with Meg Miller.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
So we're going to start this Off the Cuff interview series right away, and this is just to get an idea of where our most influential leaders in our community, how they built their leadership. So, starting off, what are your top 3 accomplishments?
That's a tough question. Top 3 accomplishments, because accomplishment for me usually means making people feel special. Here at Northern Quest, that is our core purpose. And how I've done that in the last year was help lead the team through our continuity planning as it related to COVID-19. The pandemic hit our industry especially hard, and I'm proud for the colleagues' work starting last February at making sure our guests were safe and we remained team member centric. So I'd have to say that was a pretty significant accomplishment because there's nothing I could have done or the team could have done to be prepared for a pandemic that we didn't accomplish together over the last year. Second largest accomplishment is also here at Northern Quest. We are so grateful to welcome almost 4 million guests to our campus every single year. And with 12 restaurants and bars, lots of food and dining, as well as our concert venue, lots of trash accumulates here. So 3 years ago, we started on a journey of sustainability. That's in alignment with the Kalispell's core vision of sustainability and having a positive impact on the environment. And we were able to make it so all of our food waste has been removed from the waste stream and is actually composted here in Airway Heights and then sold here in Airway Heights as well. So keeping that waste reduction down, as well as an entire sustainability effort back of house and front of house with recycling and just making good choices with the lights and energy. So huge effect already, and through great partnerships with other people in Spokane. So sustainability for sure. And then third, in terms of accomplishment, it's always going to have to be how the team succeeds and the colleagues with whom I work. And that would be Melissa Boland getting a national recognition as one of the meeting planners of the year. She's our Senior Director of Sales. Our chefs and so many of our culinary team getting Best Up for Creme and Inlander, and just the manifold experiences that the team have brought to bear in their own individual accomplishments. So just being able to stand by them in their accomplishment and their awards have been a pretty big deal, including the highest Forbes rating in state of Washington for 4 Diamond, 4-star. This was 2 cycles ago, and the team did great. They were just right off of 5-star, and it was so much focused on service, and we're a 4-star, 4 Diamond resort. So the fact that they were so highly accomplished, even when our goal is to stay in 4-star, was a pretty big deal.
Well, and I can speak to the service here that it's truly amazing.
Thank you.
So, who do you look up to?
I really like that question and the off the cuff. Julia here helped me prepare a little bit. When I think about people I look up to, it's about the qualities they possess. I think any executive and any leader, and I think when I was a housekeeper and I was a maid and I was a janitor, and I had jobs in my teens and early 20s that were the tough frontline jobs because they really are tough jobs, I was still a leader. Because leadership isn't a title, it's not situational authority, it's doing the right thing always. So leaders that I look up to include people that are from antiquity, like St. Francis. He's a peacemaker and a bridge builder. And contemporary, I think it was Amanda Gorman, who was the poet laureate at the inauguration. Yeah, beautiful. So she's somebody I looked up to, and she brought a tear to my eye within the last couple of months because she said you need to be the light and basically be the good. Gandhi, be the good you seek to, see in the world. So it's those qualities that really matter.
What advice could you have used 20 years ago?
Oh, okay. It's advice I actually need to give myself every single day. The advice is don't try to do all things and be all things.
That's hard.
It's really hard because our time is scarce, and if you're not actively prioritizing the use of your time, you're not going to be present. So prioritize your time so that you can be present in every activity and in every single moment. And I think that the distilled version of that is balance, but balance is a buzzword so often used, it almost means nothing. It's guard your time, and for the time you choose, whether you're working, whether you're practicing self-care, whether you're going for a walk, be 100% present in that moment and not checking email in your mind, not going to your next meeting. Be there.
Be there, be present. That's great advice. Okay, what do you consider first when looking to promote from within your company?
I really appreciate that question, especially sitting here at Northern Quest Resort and Casino. We pride ourselves on our training and development program. We have an entire organizational development arm and a chief organizational development officer. So for us, being able to give people the skills and tools and training they need to feel good in their current job, but also make their dream job come true, is an organizational mission. And so we work hard to promote from within, and for me it's all about attitude. And it's really interesting because as a student, and I'm a student again right now, which is kind of funny, but as a student, 80% of what you do is your skills, your test, what your score was, and 20% is attitude. It all reverses itself. It's an inverse in the professional word. It's 80% attitude and 20% skill. So the first thing is attitude.
Have a good attitude.
Good attitude. How can I be helpful?
And come to work present.
Come to work present, and how can I be helpful? Exactly.
That's my favorite answer to anything is how can I be helpful?
How can I
What
be
do?
helpful? Yeah.
There we go. That's awesome. Okay, what is one piece of advice that you would share with the future movers and shakers?
Oh, fun. The future movers and shakers. And this one kind of jumped out at me when I was looking at your guys' questions. I would say don't try to be a mover and shaker. Try to seek helpfulness. If you're always trying to be helpful and you're just exactly who you're supposed to be, I tend to be kind of extroverted and I think I'm funny, so I tell jokes way too often and I get some laughs. But and that's okay. I might not actually ever get a job as a comedian, but be authentically yourself and just be helpful and don't try to be a mover and shaker. Just be helpful and kind.
How can I help?
Exactly.
Be present.
Yeah.
Don't be a mover and shaker, be you.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then whatever happens, happens, because we're all movers and shakers in our own lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, what do you do for self-care? What's your ritual?
I appreciate the question because it's hard to be ritualistic when you're in an executive seat because your time is so scarce and your energy is pulled. When you're being present and somebody has an issue that's a personal issue or a work issue, you have to show up for them with so much energy and so authentically that you have to do self-care that's going to make you more energized, and you always have to take time for it, because if you don't prioritize yourself, you just honestly cannot prioritize the team you serve. And hopefully everybody in Emerging Leaders is practicing servant leadership, because the more people that you have in your reporting structure, the more open and the more energy you actually have to give. Servant leadership. So for me, very specific things I do is I exercise at least 5 days a week. Right now, since the pandemic, Peloton is my life. Yeah, exactly. So making sure I spend at least 45 minutes, 5 days a week exercising. We're in the building where lots of chefs would actually make fun of me because I eat steamed broccoli every single day for lunch. I boiled chicken and steamed broccoli. They think I'm crazy, but it fuels me. It gives me lots and lots of energy, and I avoid sugar from the time I get to the work until the time I leave. They just know if there's a tasting going on for desserts, of course I have to participate in the tastings. Well, I have to as part of the culinary team, but that's rare. So
she has to.
but I'm pretty strict with always have my Nalgene with me. At noon I stop the coffee, don't drink any soda. And those are strict guidelines because they help me guard my energy and make it so I sleep well. And the second thing I have to say is figure out a way to turn your brain, the emails, the thinking off at night so you can sleep well. And so sleep and exercise and diet. And I don't mean diet because it's just you have to fuel your body because it takes so much energy.
Exactly. Well, that's really good advice.
Oh, and also facials at La Rive Spa.
There you go.
Massages are great, but I am one who tends Rita. She's every 4 weeks. But also making sure you actually do those things that just feel good too.
Yeah, and protecting your energy.
Yeah.
Your space. That's great advice. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
It's
you
awesome
so
to have
much.
you be a part of this, and you are a wonderful
Appreciate
leader
it.
within our community. So it's very insightful to get to learn about what your steps were to that leadership position, and it was just being you and present and wonderful.
I
So
love
thank
it.
you.
And thanks to you and to the emerging leaders, because really the leaders today are leaning on the leaders of tomorrow as we speak, because it's in an unprecedented time, and your guys' voices and perspectives are really important. So I appreciate the learning and the growing that our emerging leaders are doing now. You help us learn, you help us grow. We're all emerging together, so thank you.
Thank you.